Hey there, folks. So, much like a Midwestern prom queen's period, this is an exceptionally late Nerd Block versus Loot Crate unboxing for the month of May. Why am I calling it the month of May? Well, the boxes arrived in the month of May. I know it's the first week of June, but I'm lazy and stuff. So last month wasn't even a contest, man. Nerd Block, and it's funny because I've gone to their page and I've looked at the feedback, man. I have never seen in almost 2 years of doing these unboxing videos such just like a universal tide of hatred for that Weird Al box that Nerd Block handed in last month, man. Um, it wasn't even a contest. Loot Crate kind of had a semi crummy box. But man, you know, that Weird Al box, that was man, that was a stinkeroo. So we're going to hope, please, 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 no Funko Pop vinyls, please, 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 no Funko products. Period. That is my hope. I want one Nerd Block product that does not have a single Funko product. Just one. Give me 1 month without shit that I'm taking down to my comics guy. Because I seriously, man, if Nerd Block doesn't really step the game up soon, I'm probably just going to cut the service altogether. I sacked Sci-Fi Block. I didn't even renew that after the first 6 months. Arcade Block has been decent, except when the company gives into their addiction to Funko products. But man, Nerd Block in general has just been super shitty, unfun time for the last few months. So, other spoiler issue, because of social media and a product recall notice, we'll get to that in a few minutes. I already know one of the big items in the Loot Crate, but let's see. Nerd Block, they set the bar, they lower it, they lower it, they lower it. Let's see at least if they bottomed out after the Weird Al box last month. So again, I always do these live. I have no idea what's going to be in this, so let's. Jesus. Was it Langston Hughes? What do you do to a dream deferred? Hey, look, my dream has been deferred. It's a Funko Pop vinyl. Long Duck Dong, because apparently we need 16 candles Funko Pop vinyls. Because, yes, Gen Xers, men and women in their 40s, are just running out to comic book shops to buy fucking plastic bobbleheads. So, of course, this also makes me afraid. So, let's see here. We've got Farmer Ted, Long Duck Dong, Jake Ryan, and, of course, Samantha Baker. So, what I'm wondering now is if Funko Pop Vinyl is going to go after other John Hughes films. In other words, am I going to open up one of these and see, like, The Breakfast Club? Am I going to open up one of these and see Weird Science? God, okay, Better Off Dead. I would be actually kind of cool and happy if they did Better Off Dead. But god damn it, guys, seriously, you are phoning these damn boxes in. It feels like. Let's see here. All right, so they promised us a Ghostbusters exclusive, and we have a plush Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Well, if his bib will come down, not up in his face. Oh my God, it's derpy Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's like we had the derpy Mega Man figure in the last box. We're now getting like derpy Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and his damn bib. Seriously, this is like product packaging failure. The damn bib won't even stay down. The bib won't stay down, and the ribbon won't stay down. And of course, let's just see here. Oh, hey, look, there's a UPC code. Gee, Nerd Block and off-the-shelf products. Now, who's surprised at that? All right, moving on. Okay, hey, look. It's something. No, it's, well, okay. It's branded Nerd Block, but it has a UPC code on it. I don't know, but a little cool. It is a out-of-time pin, Back to the Future, a license. I'm cringing for the moment they announced the reboot on it. You know that's coming. They're remaking all of the 80s films. Let's see here. I'm not even going to open this up because this is going to go straight to the comic shop. If you ever wanted to get head from Captain America, there we go, kids. A 6-ounce ceramic molded mug. Let's see if we have anything else in here. The obligatory Hello Fresh. Yawn. Cool, but very retail. Shit that I can buy anywhere if I really wanted to spend the money on it. Etch-a-Sketch sticky notes. I kind of work in a paperless environment. We tend to send things back and forth via Microsoft Exchange or email. I could probably use it and keep it on my desk for the novelty of it. So we're not at the t-shirt yet. I'm kind of digging down to the bottom of the box before we get there. So we will put this back, and we will put the donger back, and we will put Stay Puft back, and I'll see if maybe I'll do this. I'll put him in face down. Maybe after a few days, a few weeks of staying in that position, maybe I'll actually get the bib to stay in place. Let's see here. All right, so we'll get the t-shirt in a second. Exclusive phone cases are coming. Yes, they've already mentioned this. Thanks, guys. We're about 3 months away from the announcement of the iPhone 7, and you're sending out cases for the 6. Boffo timing, kids. Let's see. So next month, June, Nerd Block Classic will have a paranormal exclusive from Ghostbusters. Also, along with other exclusives from Harry Potter and for fans of the Goonies. God, there's another 80s film franchise that I'm cringing for the moment that they announced the remake on that, because it's coming. There's nothing made 80s pop culture that they're not going back, and they're just remaking terribly so most of the time. Let's see here. All right. So yeah, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was exclusive. The T-shirt is exclusive, and the Out of Time pin was exclusive. And the thing about the T-shirt being exclusive, that's kind of like a right here, right now thing. I can guarantee you, within 3 to 4 months, you'll probably find the T-shirt available on other online venues. Redbubble, T-Fury, something like that. So I gotta say, I've seen the T-shirt design already, and I will admit, I do not have a supplier for all things herbal, so I'm kind of not in the Adult Swim thing right now. For some reason, I've just always found Adult Swim is a little more engaging when you have some assistance to actually make it funny. So unfortunately, I do not have a supply. Thus, I have never bothered to watch Rick and Morty. However, I can at least appreciate the T-shirt as, kind of being timely. Again, it beats the hell out of the Weird Al shirt. But, again, the thing is, especially with Nerd Block, especially with T-Fury, it's just a matter of time before this design is going to make its way somewhere else. So that was the exceptionally underwhelming Nerd Block, man. I haven't had a moment where I've opened up a Nerd Block, at least, the Nerd Block Classic, and I've had like a moment of just exhilaration in a very, very, very long time. I don't know when this renews, but I think it may be time to kind of get close to saying goodbye to Nerd Block unless they really, really step their game up. So, with that having been said, even with our safety hazard item in here. Things are pretty wide open for Loot Crate to yet again take another competition. And like I said, that was very surprising because when I started doing these, Loot Crate was the box that consistently sucked or was consistently weak. Um, God, success goes to Nerd Block's head, and suddenly their stuff starts sucking. So here we are, first and foremost, our disastrous safety item. Now, a couple months ago, in an arcade block, the Nerd Block folks included, holy shit, this is thin. Sweet mother of fuck. They did oven mitts based on the old Mattel. God, I learned that one the hard way. It's been, 25 years since the device came out. I'm kind of dealing with a little middle-aged memory. I said Nintendo, and holy shit, the Basement Dwellers came out like I was fucking Anita Sarkeesian making a video. It was Mattel! Mattel made the Power Glove! Oh, Jesus Christ, calm down, your tits here. Settle. So, anyway, I don't know if Loot Crate knew that the Power Gloves were in there or not, but anyway, I saw this first of all on social media. I had a friend showing this off and didn't quite place it in context, and then a couple days later, apparently, and I will say these are exceptionally thin. I would not handle anything hot for any period of time. This is like, take the tray of tater tots out of the oven, put the tray of tater tots on the top of the stove. This is really, really thin. Loot Crate, cute idea, piss poor execution. So anyway, theoretically, it's an oven mitt. I don't know what they're going to do to. I don't know what they're going to do for the exchange program, but hey, at least I don't see a UPC code. So Loot Crate, you failed on the execution, but good try, good attempt, better than anything that was in that Nerd Block, and this is a spectacular safety fail. So let's see what else we have in here. We have something plush. Okay. Again, I own it. Not a huge fan of the franchise. Okay, I was. So, quick side story. I am going to go on my snarky hipster mode here for a second. I was one of those people in the 80s who was into anime, when it was exceptionally uncool. I had some people who were in geek culture in the early 90s. Oh, Japanimation. Then suddenly by the end of the 90s, Toonami comes along and suddenly makes anime cool. And, I have since gotten bitter on it and kind of stepped away. And let's also be really blunt, man. Anime in the last 15 years has just been shit. I'm sorry. I own it. The stuff in the 70s, the stuff in the 80s, even some of the early 90s stuff was just spectacular. But all the modern anime, the quality sucks, the production sucks, the stories just suck. So anyway, I had so I was also a little brash and brazen in my younger days, and I also mask of shame. Once upon a time, I was a weeaboo. When I went to college for my undergraduate schooling, I had to take foreign language. You had to take 3 foreign language classes up to the 2000 level, 12 hours of foreign language in order to get a bachelor's degree in the 1990s. I have since learned that a lot of colleges have gone away with that foreign language requirement. Again, fuck me for being born about 10 years too late. Either 10 years too early or 10 years too late. I missed all the cool shit in the 60s, and by the time the cool shit in the 90s came along, I was kind of like the creepy old guy who was staring off from the corner. So when I went to Florida State to do my undergraduate, I was looking at the options that they had, and they offered Japanese. And, I had been into anime for about 4 years at that point in time. I had this collection of 8th, 9th, and 10th generation VHS dupes, all recorded on like super long play mode on my VHS cassette. For those of you who are young and don't remember the days of VCRs, you could take a 2-hour VHS and you could slow the recording speed down. So you could take it was kind of like Jesus the miracle videographer. You could take a 2-hour VHS and you could make it extend for 4 hours, or you could put it in SLP, super long play, and you could extend it out for 6 hours. So I had just tons and tons of VHS tapes, all in SLP. Friends of mine back in Michigan who would either let me borrow or some fucking bastards make me rent. They're 10th generation dupe of Saint Seiya, so I could get an 11th generation dupe of Saint Seiya. So I decided, I've got to take a foreign language. Of course, this is also the late 1980s, the early 1990s, and, we all thought that Japan was going to be this massive economic power. Little did we know it would turn out to be China. So I looked and I saw that they were offering Japanese classes. I'm like, I'm going to learn Japanese. Now, it's not quite as bad as the weeaboo who says, I'm going to learn Japanese and I'm going to be an anime translator, or I'm going to be a manga translator. What they don't tell you is in college education, a language has a very strong cultural underpinning to it. And all they teach you the mechanics and syntax of the language. They don't really teach you a lot about the cultural underpinnings, especially a language and a culture like Japan. For example, I remember my instructor saying, even the curriculum that the department chose, he said, we're going to learn the Tokyo dialect. The Tokyo dialect, as soon as you open your mouth, even if you can pull all of the phonetic inflections down and you can speak with no accent, as soon as you open your mouth and the Tokyo dialect comes out, you're going to be instantly marked as a gaijin. So just deal with it. I went to college back when it was all about crushing your soul. So all that backstory, my instructor had a TA who was Japanese, Sakura. And I just brazen balls out, not even thinking about the big implications. When we were at the end of the fall semester, I would go for tutoring, and we not a friendly relationship, but a good teacher-student relationship. And I asked her, are you going back to Japan over the holiday? And she said she was. I said, would you do me a favor? I said, if I gave you 2 VHS cassettes, would you just tape whatever you can for me? So bless her heart, she did. I may have also given her some money and asked her to buy some CDs for me. I was just, again, I was 18. I didn't think any better. So on one of those tapes that she brought back for me was an episode of Dragon Ball Z. And watching it, I was like, this was, again, I was 18 years old at the time. I was like, this is the absolute coolest thing I've ever seen. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And for those of you who are wondering, it was the episode where, oh god damn, I didn't even know the characters. Once they brought it over to the United States, so quick flash forward, when it got translated in the United States, people always talk about Dragon Ball Z as this big, huge, amazing onboarding. It was the gateway drug. No, it wasn't the gateway drug. It was a failed weekend syndicated series that Toonami picked up on the cheap, and then suddenly, like I saw it in 1996 on a Sunday morning when I was up visiting family in Flint. It was coming over one of the stations from Detroit. We were just close enough to get a lot of Detroit TV signals. So I watched it on a Sunday morning at like 9:30 a.m. when everybody is either asleep or in church. And when I saw it, it was just so cringeworthy. The voice acting was shit. And I was excited too. I was like, oh my God, Dragon Ball Z. This is that anime, that one episode that I've been watching on these VHS tapes for years and years and years and years. So it was the episode where Goku and another character, they did a body change, and then Vegeta is just being a fucking obnoxious asshole as usual, kills a bunch of people, puts his puts his battle armor back on. So anyway, I don't have a huge emotional attachment to the series, but I appreciate the fact, this is like very, very, very cool. This is something that I can appreciate for what it is. And I've gone on way too long about this. So let's see what else is in the box. So, 2 items already, man. Loot Crate is just, I think you won this, even though I'm about to pull out. Sigh. So it's off the shelf. It's branded Age of Ultron, which tells me this is probably produced for the film. This is probably liquidation stock. They probably got it on the cheap. We have the illustration right there. We have the product. So really what it is, it's something that I'm probably taking to the comic shop. But, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And wow, we've got the pin. And the pin this month is Power. Yeah, again, I always have to say, Loot Crate has really upped their games on their pin, man. When they first started coming out, they just did little cheapo button magic buttons. They're doing like really, really good quality grade pins now. Not something I would necessarily collect, but I appreciate the effort. I think that's kind of what's making the big difference between Nerd Block and Loot Crate right now. Loot Crate is putting effort in. Like I said, that Infinity Gauntlet, even though it was a safety hazard in the making and apparently people had gotten burned trying to use it, that was effort. The plush Dragon Ball with the dragon coiled around it, that was effort. The Hulk fig, not so much effort. Sorry guys, that one's kind of stinkeroony, but 2 of the 3 items, not bad. A little skimpy. I guess I was hoping for maybe a 4th or a 5th item in addition to the t-shirt, but let's see what the t-shirt is. Oh, right. They've been, if you haven't heard, there's a Warcraft movie coming out, and the t-shirt is themed to the Warcraft movie. So, we have the silhouette of the orc in the background, and then the negative space, we have the silhouette of the human in the foreground. So I'd wear it. Those of you who know me and have known me for a while, I am a recovering WoW addict. What did it take to get me off the needle? Warlords of Draenor. I lost the video. Didn't lose the video, the screen. All right, screensaver went on. Anyway, 1 super sucky-tastic expansion just absolutely turned me off the game, man. Draenor, when I could finally get on and play, because there was about a 2 to 3 week period after the expansion launch, you couldn't get on the damn servers, period, at all, ever. Like, you would try to log on and server wait time. 2 hours later, you would finally get on. So that kind of set the stage. And then once I finally did, the grind was such a colossal, soul-sucking, boring, arduous task. And the garrisons and just all of it. It was like, I really thought there was a point in time where I was going to kind of lose, I was going to be one of those guys who just sits in his room and plays WoW all day, no job or anything like that. I really thought, man, right around Lich King, early Cataclysm, Mists of Pandaria, I really thought I was going to be that dude. I thought I was going to be the guy who was in the game until Blizzard shut the servers down. But god damn, 6 months of Draenor, and I was done. I still have my account. It's on auto pay, so they ding me every 6 months, and I never remember to go in and turn off the auto pay. But damn it, I haven't logged in my account in like a month and a half. I've probably been kicked out of all the guilds that I was in. So anyway, yes. There is a WoW movie coming out, and apparently, from what I'm hearing in the reviews are saying not good. Sadly, this was a film that really needed to come out about 6 years ago. If people had gotten their stuff together and done this movie back when like Lich King was the expansion, and the subscriber numbers were at an all-time high, and Cataclysm didn't come around and basically screw the game over by killing a lot of characters that you loved, or changing a lot of characters that you loved. You know, I admit it, man. I started my time off playing the Horde and playing Tauren. I can't go to Thunder Bluff. I can't go to the Chieftain's tent and not feel my heart sink just a little bit when I don't see Cairn Bloodhoof in there, and I see his, you know, his idiot kidnapped son. So anyway, this was an exceptionally easy decision to make. Once again, Loot Crate. I don't know what's going to become of the Infinity Safety Hazard. I guess I'll have to go to the website or their Facebook page and see what they're going to do about this. But, you know, still, their biggest failure was better than anything that I've seen in Nerd Block Classic in like the last 3 months. I think that's, you know, this is kind of the symbol of why Nerd Block is kind of in jeopardy right now. You know, this apparently is getting recalled. You know, safety hazards. It's incredibly thin. Like, you know, there's just not a lot of fabric there. There's not a lot of quilting. There's not a lot of batting. But again, idea and execution is better than any of the shit that Nerd Block has handed in like the last 3 months. Like, if you ask me the last thing that I got in Nerd Block that I was like, oh my God, this is cool, I couldn't tell you. I could go back and I could watch the old videos and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. But like with Arcade Block, I remember, like, you know, the Mario Wine Stopper. I remember the Salt and Pepper Shakers. I remember the Legend of Zelda Wine Stopper. You know, Arcade Block, at least whoever's managing that product line, they're kind of thinking a little bit out of the box, but goddamn, man, Nerd Block, just nothing. It's like you've got one guy who's like, yeah, let's see what Funko shit we can get in this month. Oh, look! Add the Funko, add 1 or 2 cheap original items, throw in some other shit off the shelf, and hey, here's a Nerd Block. You know, oh yeah, go to Shirt Punch and like look at the last 20 rejected designs, the ones they're not going to put up on the website. Look at the last 20 rejected designs. Just pick one of them. That's your Nerd Block. So, I don't know. I really we'll see what happens. But you know, at this point in time, Nerd Block's kind of on notice. You know, I'm not, like we learned with Sci-Fi Block. I'm not going to keep spending money on a product that A, brings me no joy, and B, brings me nothing good. You know, even one good salvageable item from a Nerd Block, and I could kind of justify the expense, you know, the monthly mad money to bring that box in, but damn it, there's just been nothing there. So I've gone entirely too long. I have a sinking suspicion nobody has watched the video through to this point in time. So with that having been said, we will see everybody next month for the June boxes, and hopefully no fucking pop vinyl Funko shit.